Happy Tuesday. We're gonna do a shell challenge today. This is like long awaited. Everybody's been like, Lil Simsie, why haven't you done a shell challenge in a few months nonstop? And today is the day. It's shell challenge time finally. Let me get my Sims 2 soundtrack playing. And then we can game. Also, there was an update today, small. The only thing in it was like fixes for the Reaper's Rewards not working. And also, they brought all the stuff from the previous event. They just made it base game for everybody because the event was kind of a mess. And also because it was stored locally and not on your EA account and it was all messed up, they have now just given everybody all of the items from the first event. So that's fun. If you missed the first event, you have that now. And I think I literally just finished playing this week's version. I was getting so mad. I think I'm gonna post a video on it tomorrow, but basically this week you have to befriend the Grim Reaper as part of the event challenges. And the guy hated me. It's like every single thing I tried to talk to him about, he was like, boo, you suck, I don't want to talk to you. So it was impossible. It was like, it's like talking to Vlad and it's nonstop in the red. The Grim Reaper would not talk to me. I think he must have like had some dislikes that clashed with me or something, but like he hated me. He hated my sim. It was a real pain trying to befriend him. But anyway, it's fine. Probably because you're preventing him from having a relaxing day at work. He just wants to mind his business and like reap people's souls. And here I am summoning him and yapping in his ear. He's like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you, lady. Anyway, so that happened. Also, earlier today, me and Dan went, he had like a suit fitting for the wedding. So he's got his suit picked out. We ordered it and they like measured him and stuff. But Dan got his suit picked out for the wedding. So that's fun. Oh, not soup. No, suit with a T. Like clothes, not the food. Soup is different. I've never heard of a soup fitting, but I guess that probably happens too. I don't know. Fitted soup, sure. Why are you saying suit like that? Do I say it wrong? Suit fitting. Suit fitting. Did I say suit wrong? First of all, I would never talk about soup. You know I don't like soup. I say it fine, okay? I'm like, now I'm insecure about suits. Anyway, let me load into a build save and then we can start making the shell. This should be very interesting. I said it fine, okay. You don't like soup? No, I don't like soup at all. Oh, now we're gonna have a whole controversial discussion again. I gotta stop bringing this up on stream. I cause a scene. Okay, well here's the plan. We're gonna make a new shell challenge today. So if you have questions like, Kayla, what's the shell? Kayla, where do I get the shell? Kayla, how does the shell work? Hold on, I haven't made the shell yet. So we're gonna make the shell first, and then I will put it on the gallery, and only then will I tell you how it works and like how you download it and where to upload it, because frankly, I haven't decided yet. So we're gonna figure this out together. Step one is for us to actually build the shell. And so we'll do that and then we can talk about like the gallery hashtag and all those things. So anyway, we'll explain as we go. But the whole idea of a shell challenge is that there's like a box. Oh, that is something. Anyway, there's like a box and then you put the box on the gallery and you have to download the box and try and make it into something. And we all do it, and it's fun because everybody has like a different vision of it, because maybe you rotated yours like this, and maybe I rotated mine like this, and I built a house and you built a bar, and it's just fun because they're all different, but they have the same starting point, and you just can't change the exterior walls. It's kind of the idea of a shell challenge. So this one honestly is not even that bad as like a downstairs shape. You hate to say it. You hate to say it, but that actually might work as part of it. This part is really weird. It could be cool. I don't know, I might use it. And we just winged that. That's where the best parts come. It is bad. Yesterday, the chat was like, make it evil, make it round. And now you think this is bad? All I'm saying is, it's only downhill from here. This might be part of it. Well, hold on. We'll think about this part. Let me thank some subs first, though. Lil and Emma and Starburst and Kales and Hype. I just said Hype Train. Like I was gonna thank Hype Train. It's because in my thing, look, it says right there, Hype Train. So I was gonna read that like, thanks Hype Train for subbing. Oh dear God. Okay, we're fine. It's fine. Snowy and Lana and Junimo and May and AJ and Andrew and Luna, thank you for the subs. We got Sloth and Outlaw and Hurricane and Lolly and Elsa and Milo and Mal and Otter and Jackie and Megan. I'm so embarrassed right now. It's okay. Seafoam Pudding, Say It or Shut It. We got Ross and Tina Sardines and Brianna and Katie. Also Rosie and Sammy. How much did I yap before? Oh my God. Chandra, Nerd, Suspicious Carrot Cake, Gremlin, Nikki, Sterling, Rose. We also got MJ and Patricia and Dragon and Amy and Bex and Lizard. We got Atelier and Piney and Cute and Joy and Minty and Gold and River and Annie, thank you. Nolson and Smudge and Emma and Bursting. Also Brooklyn, thank you for the resubs. CM just gifted 25 subs again. Oh my goodness. CM, thank you for doing that. That is so generous of you. I can't believe that. Again? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Princess Zelda and Grunge and Court and Sunshines and we got Frito and Pancake and Elena and Ella and Dude and Bewitchin' and Playful and Chelsea. Thank you Panda too for the subs. I really appreciate it all. Okay, thanks everybody. The other thing I wanted to show you, so I mentioned there was like a tiny Sims update today, mostly with just fixes for the event, but the Sims also posted a teaser today. Like a teaser for the trailer, because the trailer comes out on Thursday. I just closed my Twitch. I can't read it. They posted this teaser because the trailer comes out on Thursday. It's not like a big teaser. And we knew the trailer was coming out this week already because they had announced that in like the quarterly teaser thing. But it's kind of creepy. I don't know. I'm very excited about this. So we have a trailer coming out this week. And guess what? I'm not out of the country. With 2 of the more recent expansion packs, I've been at TwitchCon when the trailer came out. This time, I was not. This time, I'm home. And I have no plans to leave for months on end. So, anyway, that's very good. But I'm looking forward to that. Oh, jeez. Sorry. The unmute. That actually scared me. Sorry. I didn't know it wasn't muted and I didn't mean to click on it. I was trying to pause it. Anyway, trailer coming out. That's the life update, I guess. Am I okay? I don't think so. Chat's like, Simsy breathe. Oh my gosh, my water bottle's downstairs. I'm so stupid. This is what I get because I brought it to the suit place. Not the soup place. Suit with a T. Maybe I should go get it. Hold on. Don't do anything while I'm gone. I'll be like, I don't know, a minute or something. Hold on. I'm back. Don't worry. I have returned. Okay, now we have a water bottle. Marissa went to the Sabrina concert last night, by the way. She's bragging about it in bits. Okay, now we're good. Here's this. Now we can do it. 24 seconds, did you time it? That's good. All right, now I think we can actually make the shell, yes? You were having a party, a 20-second long party? Good. Mouse, Riley, Red Sea, and Lovely, and Anne, and Mama Bear, and Porcelain, and Soft, and Four, and Emmy, and Poop. Thank you. Artificial Mood, Warped, Kelsey, Lady, and Shauna, and Megs. Thank you for the resubs, too. Okay, deep breath. I did just run up and down the stairs. It's fine. Okay, so if this is gonna be part of the shell, do you think I should add something to it? Do you think I should put, like, maybe a little bit more so it's not a flat wall? We could also make it like a little bit, because it's kind of small. So we could try and make it a little bit bigger. Maybe that's good. And then we can have a second floor as well. Okay. Add a circle to it? Oh, don't even put that energy out there. I think that we should probably have like... Honestly, what is going on with this stuff? Okay, this is a starting point, but we're probably gonna want to add to it. Annika, thank you for the gifted subs. And Kala and Sam and Dandelion, thank you for subbing. Also Mai and Rubber Ducky, thank you for subbing. Okay, maybe we could have like a small little bump out there. Oh, that's cursed. I don't know how much to... I do think actually if we did it like that, that's bad because then this part can't very easily be... What if I did that? Are you gonna kill me if I do that? I like to try and make it so that every side could feasibly be the front. And I think that's the case with this. I think that potentially every side of this could be the front so far. Maybe I'll put like, because that could be the front. This is madness. But it could, you could have like a diagonal front porch or something. Imagine, okay, this is like not gonna stay. I'm just showing you. You could have the front porch kind of like raised or something. Inside wall. You think it feels too sensible? Look at this. Everything seems sensible until you start trying to actually do the floor plan. And then it's not sensible. People will seriously look at a shell that I build on stream and be like, this is too easy. You did a bad job, Kayla. It's too easy. And then I start furnishing it and they're like, oh, actually, I'm sorry that I said that. I was wrong. It happens every time. This does not look like Texas this time. What part of, where? I know that sometimes it does. But this does not, I mean like, vaguely, I guess. I don't think it has Texas energy this time though, honest. Not this time. It has before, but oh, you can't see my Texas. I wouldn't say it does this time. I also don't think the bottom floor, well, no, it does. If there was more, like, now that's Texas. It's not, you can't say it's Texas this time. Every other time, yes, but not today. Looks like a weird heart. It does kind of look like a weird heart. I could see that. Maybe I'll put the wall there. That's gonna make me so mad when I try and do the front though. No. This side is quite simple. Maybe I should make it worse. Okay. Do you say you want an interior wall? It needs an octagon. I don't know if we can bring ourselves to add one. I'm not gonna put a tower. You guys, here's the thing. It's funny. It's like funny when you, I know it's funny to say it, but putting a tower on it is very limiting in terms of a shell challenge. Like when you start doing stuff like that with towers, it becomes very specific with what you can do and like what people will do with it. And I think that like leaving it a little bit more open-ended without something like that will A, make it more doable for more average Sims players to want to play and try it, but B, kind of give you a little bit more creative freedom. Because when you put something like that, it really puts you into a box, or in this case, it puts you into an octagon. Do you know what I mean? And the other thing about I respect and appreciate your basement ideas, chat, but every time we do a basement, nobody does it. Half the people forget about the basement. We could, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to press escape. But we could put one, and you could say, oh, put a reminder in the description. People still forget. They still forget. But we could maybe have a basement. You say you want a basement? I'll give you a basement. And I'm gonna make you really mad with where the basement is located. Because you're gonna try and put walls and like a staircase into this basement, and it's not gonna fit anywhere that you want it to. And you're gonna say, oh my God, I never should have asked for a basement. I'm gonna make myself so mad trying to do the staircase for this. I think tears will be shed trying to do this staircase. Cause like what? I might be okay over there. Can you use ladders? Yeah, you can do ladders. I won't put a ladder, but you could. I'm gonna wanna have a real staircase into the basement. Outside basement entrance. Well, we could extend it outward. The reason that I like to put the basement on the inside is because I really find it annoying when you put it like this, and then you see how it causes problems. Obviously you could lower it, but then I think it looks so ugly. Like I literally despise, I have to show you because people are gonna be like, no, it doesn't. And they won't understand what I mean, but I think it looks genuinely so ugly when you have like that weird gap. I hate the weird gap. I would much prefer if the basement was like the same height, so the wall is like flat up against it. When you lower it down, and oh, this isn't even gonna fit. But you see that weird, like that really bothers me with the weird gapping that happens with it. So I prefer it when it is flat, and this way, like, you can't do that if you're gonna have it on a foundation. Is that the right height? Yeah. Anyway, it's a silly thing. It's a silly thing, but that's why I like to keep it on interior walls. And then people are saying like, oh, you could extend it outward because this way you could have like a exterior entrance into the basement. How was the ladder? The ladder is gonna look the same way. It'll be weird like that still. I also think that doing the exterior part really puts you in a box. Like, I think that this is very limiting for what a lot of people might want to do with it. Yeah, we're gonna do it straight away. Once I post this, I'll do it. Like this, I think that this is a fun idea, but again, really is limiting. Maybe I could leave it like that, and we can tell people if you really, really want to do that, you can add it, okay? But I don't want, this is now against the wall there, but maybe that's easier, because this way you can have the staircase against a wall. Does that make everyone happy? It's gonna make me mad, but is that a fine compromise? Okay. This part is really weird. I think I'm gonna try to use that as the front on mine. I might flip it around this way for the gallery though. I don't think it looks as bad from this angle. What if the basement was optional? I mean, you can delete it. I think anytime that we do one of these, the basement is optional. Like, I'm never gonna try and force you to, every time we do anything with the shell, it's like, the rules are merely a suggestion, you know? Okay, so download this lot and turn it into anything you want. The only rule is that you can't change any of the existing walls. My exterior walls must remain, but you can add interior walls, a floor plan, half walls, fences, roofs, patios, platforms, etc. You can move / rotate the lot. Literally anything goes. Just don't change my walls. We'll have to get a new hashtag. I'll add don't forget the basement. And then we're gonna do the shell tours on, let me triple check when the people want to play Among Us. I think that we're probably gonna end up doing the shell tours. I'm gonna say October 21st. Okay, that's a Monday. October 21st. All right, post to soup shell challenge when you're done. Soup shell challenge. Should we call it like October? Instead. You want soup instead. Honestly, that really makes no sense, but we can do that. It's soup season. Okay, it's soup season. How many characters? The shell tours are on October 21st. You can move / rotate the lot and change wall height. Literally anything goes, just don't change my existing walls. Don't forget the basement. The word soup honestly is starting to look fake. Like, the more I see the word soup in the chat, it's like no longer a real word. Wait, should I call it Simsie soup, Simsie soup shell? Simsie soup shell? Is that the hashtag we're going for? That is so confusing. I guess I'll Simsie soup shell. Okay. Are we uploading it? Is it ready? This is so ridiculous. It's like a tongue twister. Yeah, Simsie soup shell. Say that 10 times fast. Lilsimsie, I cannot be associated with soup like this. It's honestly embarrassing. You almost typed soup in the work group chat. Oh, no context, just soup. Okay, I'm posting it. It's happening. All right, real quick, I'm gonna give a little overview of the rules so that you understand how a shell challenge works. Basically, you download this thing off the gallery and you put it in, you make it into something. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a house. You can make a park, you could make a bar, you can make a restaurant, you can make whatever you want. That's kind of the beauty of it, is that you can do literally anything with it. And pretty much anything goes. You can rotate it. So you could like switch it around over here, put it in the back of the lot, move it to Henford on Bagley. I mean, you could do anything movement-wise. You can also add anything. So you can change the wall height, you can add a foundation, you can add fences, you can add half walls. The only thing that you can't do is add extra exterior walls. So you couldn't like add an extra room. That's cheating. You also can't move the additional walls. That's cheating. So these walls have to stay there. You can add interior walls to make like a bedroom, but you can't do exterior walls. That's the only rule. Everything else is fine. Platforms, colors, and anything goes. You don't need to have packs. You can do base game. You can do whatever you want. Literally anything goes. You just can't move these existing walls. That means that you also can't like change them to replace it with something. And I always tell people that I think half walls are okay, because in my mind, a half wall is kind of like a fence. So if you can use a fence to make a balcony, then you can use a half wall, you know? I also think that it's fine to use floors to have like patios. You just can't add walls. Does that make sense? So that's kind of a little rundown of how it works. But hopefully that makes sense. The tour is gonna be just on Twitch this time. I'm gonna be too busy probably with things by the time we do the tours. So I won't want to post anything on YouTube. Hey guys, do you see there's gonna be a trailer on Thursday for an expansion pack? Anyway, let's build. I don't have any things right now, to be clear. But by then, I mean, the pack comes out on Halloween, so let's, you know? Why is this house giving Brindleton Bay? Do you think so? Maybe. All right, let me open a second OBS because I'm gonna record. I might want to like experiment with the roof line. I just am warning you now. I anticipate that there may be like a bulldoze or two in our future with this one. All right. I think that tends to be the case with these. And I think that'll be the case today as well. I have an idea that I kind of want to try out, with this being the front. So let me just think real quick and see if I can make this happen. I think I'm gonna draw it with walls. I'm not gonna keep it as walls, okay? Nobody panic. It's just so I can have the shape how I want it to be. I want to have this be like a patio. Okay. Something kind of like that is what I'm picturing. Oops. Build ceiling. Okay. And then there would be like, oh geez, this part is ridiculous. Should this wrap around? No, it shouldn't. We're in trouble. So the reason I'm doing that is because you can't have stairs on a diagonal. So I put this here so that we would have like a slight extension of it. So that we would have space to put the stairs. But now that I'm doing it, I'm getting kind of scared. Go. Wait a minute. I'm just trying something. What does it look like if we have that go all the way across there? Is that fine? I don't think that looks very good. And yeah, I'm gonna make a house. I'm not in the mood to build a community lot. I built a community lot yesterday though, so hopefully that makes it up to you. I'm not really feeling that today. At least I don't think so. All right, that's like super weird. It's super, super weird. I don't really know what the style is gonna be yet either. I feel like, oh my God. Honestly, I don't, like, who built this? Whose idea was this? I think we're gonna want, okay. 1, 2, 3. Put that like up there. Okay. That is not cute. Okay, let's go like maybe up until there. And then maybe this part. All of my like traditional suggestions for roofing, none of my methods work because of how this stupid thing is shaped. I don't know if this can be the front of the house. I don't know if this is gonna work as the front. Okay, let's try again. Maybe we do like one of these. What happens if I just have it go all the way across there and we just let it float a little bit, you know? Oops, where did the little one go? There we go. Haunted house? I don't think I'll do a haunted house build for this. I posted a haunted house on YouTube today though. So that's kind of why I'm like not feeling a haunted house for this build, because I just built one, but we'll do haunted houses this month. I don't think that is very good. I don't really like that because I don't want to hide this. I think what I would rather do is find a way to try to embrace the weird angles of it. You know? I think that's my preference. I don't really want to make a modern house. I'm actually going to have a harder time doing it as a modern house. It might not sound true, but it is. If I try and do a modern build, I think it's going to be worse for me, so. Okay, what if we got like... So the new vision is to try and do it like this. But like have that... Oh! If we could get like a roof piece in there, that's like the right... We need to like fill something in that section, but if that could work, that could work. We just gotta figure out like what roof kind of works for it. I don't really know. I guess we could also potentially do a platform in there. Because if we did it with a platform, we could try... I mean, I'm just going to build walls real quick. I'm going to delete them afterward, but... I guess we want to have a platform that's like that size. Yeah, I mean, there could maybe be a chimney there too. It kind of just depends what we end up going for. Oh my gosh. Go away. See, that's still... There's still a gap. Can you remove the... It's like no matter how you do it, it's gonna be weird. We could try maybe to build it like that. I don't think that's the best plan, but it's an idea, okay? Yeah, see, the chimney, even that doesn't, it's too big because it's diagonal. And then there's like actual chimney pieces, like this kind of thing maybe, but those are also kind of big, so. Do you not want to place in the right spot? The skylight's not gonna work. The skylight won't work right either. It's a good idea in theory, but the skylight is also gonna be a strange size, unfortunately. And it's not gonna like fill it in enough. I mean, it's also possible that we could like, oh my gosh. It's also possible that you could try and like lower it down, but I kind of like how it looks when it's like the exact right height. There's a gap there too. I don't hate the shape of this. I am honestly it's kind of McMansion-y in sort of a fun way, I think. So I'm liking that about it. You don't mind the gap? Yeah, I think the gap's not terrible. It just feels kind of like a dangerous thing for water. But we could probably... If the roof was black, it might be easier to match it all. I'm just thinking because all of the white swatches won't match each other well enough, but like usually these things come in like a nice black. And we could possibly get it to hide a bit better if it's all black. Same thing, I can do something like that down there. Real McMansions have building code violations. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't like how the chimneys looked in there, chat. Otherwise I would have done that. I wasn't like super excited about how the chimneys were looking. Okay, I want to fill this with like so much platform. Just to be clear, technically the walls are not allowed, but the platform is. You see? Ooh. Oh dear. Well, that's worse. I guess, is there like a skinnier all black trim? Okay, that's a different kind of black, but that could work. Okay, it's not perfect on the top, but it's less bad. That's good. That's good. Fill the gap with soup. Just pour some soup in there. Yeah, sure. Celeb and Standard and Liv and Arctic and Goblin and Chrissy and Stranger and Striker and Bees and Saley and Coco and Frog and Breck and Pesto and Idyllic, thank you for the resubs. If you have questions, by the way, about why it's called the soup shell, they won't be answered. No one knows why it's called the soup shell. It just sort of happened. And now here we are. That's not what you hope to hear, but that is the truth of it. No one knows why it's called the soup shell. Okay, in the back, I'm kind of thinking, I sort of always imagined that maybe, oh no. Does that need to be like, what's happening here? Oh, there, that like that. Can always give it a flat roof. Yeah, but I don't want to give it a flat roof, Mickey. I like how the roof looks. I'm happy with the roof so far. You can give it a flat roof if you try. But I'm kind of happy with how it's turning out. I do not like this. I do not like this one bit. Maybe the back should be the front. Well, you could totally do that if you built this shell. I personally kind of enjoy the weirdness of this. I made this part the front on purpose because I thought it was harder. So I was trying to do something kind of silly with it. Skinny, Entermana, and Celeb, it's standard. Thank you for the subs. What is this shell? No, this is really getting to me. This part, I'm not so happy. I'm not gonna use this fence, I don't think, but I'm just putting that there as like a placeholder. I'm wondering about a balcony. Okay. I'm wondering if that could be kind of cute. Of course, it's on the side of the house, which is not super ideal, but... Okay. Just absolute madness on this roof right now. I don't really know where to go from here. Let me make this white real quick. What if we tried, like, just a small little section of roof right there? I don't know. Kind of embrace the weirdness of it all. Have I saved? No, actually I haven't. You know what's so sad? There's like a beautiful house over there. Lovely. I mean, seriously, beautiful house. And then there's this. It's just terrible. What if we did it like kind of extended a little bit? Because then we could have another back door over there. Are we at Newcrest? We're at Newcrest right now. I think I might move it to a different lot. I wasn't sure what style it was gonna be yet, so I was building it here, almost like a placeholder until I could figure out the style that I was gonna go for. And then I was gonna move it once we had like the vibes down. I really wish, like so desperately wish, that we could have this extend outward, because I really want to have that continue along the side. It's kind of like a different... No, that's probably fine. I'm actually gonna do that because I want to have the bit of roof right there. Brindleton Bay or San Sequoia. I think that Brindleton Bay could be kind of good. Let's try and move it. What are we calling this style? McMansion? I don't know. McMansion, but like slash neg. Bad McMansion. I agree that like a sort of coastal vibe could be cute for it though. The roof on the octagonal part is clipping. Where? Inside? If it's clipping inside, it might not be a big issue yet because we haven't done the floor plan. Once we do the floor plan, it might stop clipping. Outside? The roof on the octagonal part is clipping outside. What, right here? I mean, it just will. Like, I can't. This part has like a tiny bit of clipping that we can't really hide. Not if I want it to be. But do you see? This is a nightmare. It needs to be. Yeah, there's a basement, Owen. It's not my fault. It's the chat's fault. I don't like that, but I'm just gonna let it be. Oh yeah, that's the problem with it being, I don't know about this lot size. That's the problem with it being like having a basement is you can't build it in Sulani, it won't let you. So everybody who wanted it to be in Sulani, well, or wanted it to have a basement, you have eliminated one of the worlds. If you don't want to do the basement, you can just ignore the basement. Delete it and put it in Sulani. It's supposed to be fun, so. I shouldn't tell you to ignore the basement because it is part of the challenge, but if you have a really good idea, detached garage, fill up space. Oh, yeah, let's put a detached garage to fill up space. That could be kind of good. We have a lot of yard. We're gonna probably want to build like a big pool or something for this. Okay. I'm gonna make this medium just for a second so I can look at the garage door stuff. It's not really a garage door, it's just a door, but horse? You think we should have a horse? Didn't I build like a yeehaw sort of farm thing the last time I did a shell challenge? Do you think that if I put another horse, it would be too much? This, honestly, this roof is like so weird. Dog trainer McMansion. Maybe they have, actually, the dog trainer thing is not so bad. Maybe they do have like a dog training course in the back. Should we get this pretty stone texture? It's gonna keep deleting my foundation, isn't it? It's quite rude of it. Okay, I'm gonna make this lower. And I'm also gonna put like this right through the garage. Something like that. So that should help us. It's not that fancy, is it? I don't know. I think I might make it one tile smaller. But maybe I'll make it a bit wider. Ooh. That is cursed. How about like that? Covered walkway between house and garage. Well, you have to be kind of careful with stuff like that because if we try to put a covered walkway, they're at different heights, right? So we'll see. We'll see. All right, a little bit smaller. That does help with that part being weird. Oh, there's the mailbox. Okay. Don't know about that. We'll see about that too. All right, what kind of... I wasn't originally planning on having a lot of black accents, but I'm kind of curious if we tried to use like this metal. I'm kind of curious about what that would look like. Might be better to have a thicker column and like the metal in between, but I don't know. I don't normally ever use that. Hamptons vibes. I think it will have some slight Hamptons vibes to it. Okay. And we'll do the same. So I guess it kind of becomes like black and gray and white a little bit on the exterior. You like the metal columns? Oh, did you? I don't know. I still don't know about those metal columns. I do like those on the edge. This is so weird. The shape is like seriously so weird. We could probably do a black column. It doesn't have to be the metal ones. It can be like a different... I did like that they were skinny though. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it needs to be white. There's also like, what do you think about that? Is that interesting or is it weird? Which one is the one from... Oh, no. Where is it? This. Is that really what it's gonna look like with the... I don't think I like that. Yeah, I think that's a cool contrast. Let me see. Let me see. Don't panic about this wall. I'm just doing it so I can build a room up there. Why did you get rid of my roof? Okay, go away. Something like that. Can I make the one column diagonal? What, this one? Or this one? Probably that one. I think it's fine. Okay. Very strange choices here. I think I like the idea of sort of like a stone staircase. That's a different kind of stone, but do you think it's fine? No, it's not gonna be like a scary build. It's gonna be like fancy rich people live here. Fancy rich is the vibes. I think that like windows like these would actually probably look really good for this build. It is a scary shell though. It is a scary shell. That much is true. It won't be a scary interior of the house, but my goodness, the shell definitely starts off scary. Can they be a pumpkin farmer for the fall vibes? Well, we've just done a bunch of fall builds. So I don't know if we should do a fall build with this house. This is the shell? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's really... We're having a hard time. I'm honestly sorry. I wonder if we could get like a... I don't know. I think I like the idea of a front door with some color to it. I don't think I like the red one. I kind of liked the navy blue. I'm always a bit scared of using blue in my builds though, because people make fun of me. So I try to like not use blue, especially on the exterior, but sometimes it just is the right color for it. Green? Well, there's not a green swatch on this door. There's like a weird green and brown one, but... I don't like that. I'm curious about doing like... I think the yellow, that shade of yellow, it kind of is giving Bumblebee with the house, and I don't think I'm trying to do Bumblebee. I don't think that's the vibes that we're going for, really. You know? I might... I don't like it. Oh my gosh. I also, honestly, I don't really like this color scheme. Like, I'm not super into the idea of like the grays and black and white. But I also know that we kind of need to have a dark colored roof, so... I don't know. Entry on the diagonal is better for floor plan. I mean, it might be, but I don't know if I like the idea of it so... I think that we can manage with the floor plan like this, because we can have like a formal entryway right there, kind of. What if the columns were white? I mean, They could be all white, but I kind of like the black accent. Bumblebee build is so cute though. Everything is always yellow. Everything I always build is always yellow. I don't know if I want to do like another. I wonder if we could get like the red window, or maybe it's better in, honest, maybe it's better with white. You know what? It's gonna look really, really nice like this, I think. With the white and the gray. I just gotta commit to it. Because I think it's a cool concept. Can we use these big windows, do you think, on the bay window part? Because I kind of like that. Okay. Maybe we close this off to make a formal entry space. I like that. And I like that that's closed. I like that we can have like a fancy kind of sunroom type of vibe. This might need to be bigger, I don't know. Still not sure about this section of window. I'm kind of thinking that maybe it should be like, I mean, we do have these windows that are smaller, but I'm still kind of thinking that maybe it should be just like one window. That's kind of low on the wall too, but I don't know. I also quite like the idea of like tall. This is throwing me. This part's also throwing me. Maybe we should try and landscape in front of it. Because if we put a tree there, then maybe you can't tell that the window is a bit off. It kind of hides the weird shape. When in doubt, cover it with a tree. But you see? It's not a bad idea. Then this one would go like over here. I guess I would probably do those equally placed. It kind of depends what the floor plan ends up looking like before I figure out that part. Okay. Tree looks good. You think so? Yeah, I think that the tree, I agree that the tree looks kind of intentional, which is exactly what we want. We want the tree to look like we did it on purpose, and it was all a part of the plan. I don't really know how I want to do that yet. I do think that I'll probably build like some sort of big patio space. Maybe we split it up like that. Maybe the back door to the garage could be over there. Yeah, the grass is very textured in Brindleton Bay, Pinks. It's specifically Brindleton Bay. Not only Brindleton Bay, a couple worlds have this, but specifically Brindleton Bay has very textured grass like this. So it's kind of weird that it's not in all of them, but if you're like, I've never seen that before, yeah. Brindleton Bay. If the garage was a pool / guest house instead. I mean, you could do something like that. I'm personally kind of interested in the idea of a garage. I kind of like the idea of it. I think that it helps to fill in the lot. I like it being up front too. It's still a lot of grass for dogs. Yeah, we got plenty of space for dogs over here, see? We can also extend this outward. I mean, we don't have to have it be small like this. We've got a lot of options for how big the patio can be. Maybe there's a side gate over there. Yeah, this might be a cute spot for a garden. That's a good idea. put like garden planters over there, and then this is for all the dog stuff. So we were talking about doing like a pet training sort of thing. Oh no. You like the front of the house? Really? I'm actually so glad that you said that. I'm still a little bit undecided about the vibes of the front. I actually don't usually build with like black and white that much, so I was a little bit unsure. It's giving America. It kind of is. It's very like we discussed, American McMansion kind of energy. Could do red flowers and red door. I really hated the red flowers. As soon as I put the red flowers down, I regretted it because I knew people were gonna be like, oh my gosh, red. Even in real life, I'm sorry for this controversial statement, I don't like the look of a red door in real life either. There's something about it that I just don't. I also hate the color red, so that's probably part of it. It's like my least favorite color. But I don't like a red door. I know it's very like classic, but it's not really my vibes. And red is by far my least favorite color in the whole world. So that definitely contributes to it. I don't like the color red. Okay, I was gonna try and steal this growing together door again to put over there. And then I was thinking I would do like sliding glass. Never seen a house with a red front door? Oh, really? Red front door? I feel like people act like red front door is like the classic of all classics. It's not uncommon. It's very regional probably, it depends where you're from. But around here and stuff, you see that kind of thing sometimes. A lot of people in chat are gonna say they have a red front door. But like you said, it really depends where you're from. Because you might not have that where you are. I don't think sliding. Maybe we do like a French door. What about the get to work one? What do you think? I mean, I guess also this could be like more centered, but I don't know. I don't think I like it like that as much. I think I prefer the stairs to be off center, I think. Okay, I also think that I might put this on a platform. Just ever so slight. The columns are kind of a little bit off, but I sort of prefer it having a tiny, tiny, tiny step. Maybe I don't. I don't know. No, Kat, with the shell challenge, it comes on the gallery as a literal empty box, and you can take it and make it into whatever you want. The world is your oyster. You can make the shell into literally anything, which could be a bad thing. It could be intimidating to you, but it does not come roofed because that way you can do your own roof. And some people hate that part, so I'm sorry if that's you. That's how a shell challenge goes usually. How to do the circly part? Oh, this part I put, I mean, there's a little bit of roof clipping happening. So if you're worried about yours clipping, mine is too. But that's kind of how I did mine. No, the garage is not part of the shell, but if you want to add a external building, that is allowed. You are allowed to have an external building on your shell too. So you could have like a gazebo, you could have a greenhouse, you know, stuff like that if you wanted to put one. That's allowed. It can't touch this building because the whole point of a shell challenge is that the shell stays the same, so you can't add like additional walls to the main building, but you can have them not touching the main building. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that well? Horse barn? Yeah, I mean, you could have a horse barn. I'm not gonna put a barn on mine. I feel like I did a yeehaw type build for my last shell, so I don't really want to do the same thing again. But yeah, you could put a horse barn on yours if you wanted to. And then of course that would be like separate from the shell, so it's allowed. I hate this. Maybe we put like that kind of thing there to... I don't know. I don't know. I'm really, really unsure about how that's looking right now. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe it'll come together. Oops. I guess you don't want it right there, do you? Oh gosh. So it goes like that with the columns. I still haven't decided where and what I want to do with the window situation in the very front. Or right here. I think this part I'm planning on deciding based on how the floor plan goes. But it's like this that I'm not really 100% set on. The first thing that I did was have windows like this, kinda. I don't know if that's like too many windows for the building. So then I thought, let's just do one. And I didn't know if that was like too few. I think maybe that's the best so far. But there's something really off to me about that. You like the 3 windows, did you? Maybe I can scoot them closer together. I feel like that's like so many windows. You liked the shorter one with the shutters? Yeah, I mean, we had one that had shutters at one point too, but I think the shutters, it's like there's too much black with all the shutters there. I wonder if we could put a little tree, like maybe we could have something kind of in the front to split it up. I don't know. Circle window? I really don't like round windows. Perhaps this is a very controversial statement, but every time I'm doing a build, half the chat is like, do a rounded window. And every time I'm like, ooh, I don't like round windows. And that one's not gonna work. But all of them, they're like really small, and all the I'm not gonna do a stained glass one because I don't think that fits with them. This one's too big. Then there's like the cats and dogs true rounded one. And I think that one looks kind of weird, like. Anyway, I never like how a round window looks. Whenever I try and put one, I never like it. It needs to have something. I think that one's too much. But I think that's too much as well. Leave that there. What about like, I mean, there's also like little teeny tiny ones if we wanted to do teeny tiny, but I think that's not even that good either. How about 2 windows? Like 2 just there, or 1 on the diagonal part? I think 2 is maybe gonna look a little bit strange. I don't think that having no windows is a good idea. I also don't think that a flag will make sense. It's too big, there's too much space, so a flag's not gonna cut it. It needs something else. This is the other window that's like a little bit shorter than the one that we have. Honestly, I think I still like the 3 windows. I know that it seems like maybe not everybody does, but I think that was my favorite. I think I preferred that the most. Can you see the shell? Yeah, it looks like this, Dika. It's, this, madness. Madness. Okay, I'm just gonna start landscaping it a little bit, and maybe it'll start to make a little bit more sense and like look a little bit better once we have some more plants added in, you know? Okay, we want this to be scooted forward just a bit. Yeah, and it has a basement. It's cursed, Dika. It's terrible. What have we gotten ourselves into? You like it so far? Okay, that makes me feel good about it then. I'm glad that you like it. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I like those either. Okay. We're gonna wanna get some very nice landscaping because these people are clearly extremely rich and they definitely have a gardener that they pay. Like they have someone that does some really fancy landscaping for them. I do kind of like the black and white energy. I think that's not bad. This house is in an HOA. Exactly, it definitely is. They have like $1,000 a month HOA dues or something ridiculous. It's a very fancy neighborhood. The door is blue, Maya. The door is blue. There's not the black swatch. Yikes. The door is blue on purpose. It's an accent, if you will. No, this is not base game. The shell challenge itself is base game if you wanted to participate in the challenge. Because you only need the base game to build with, obviously. But the build that I am doing is not base game. Okay. Let me get our mailbox. Oh wait, did I have it? Oh yeah, it's down there. Make it black. Okay, save. Nice. Sam and Twisted and Blue Collar and Ari and Flip, thank you for the subs. It'll be your first Simsie shell. Oh, fun. I hope that you enjoy it. I like scare you off with my nightmare shell. You do it one time and you're like, actually, I don't like you, Simsie. I'm not doing that again. Hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully you end up enjoying it and we don't scare you away with this one. I'll feel very bad if I do. Aurora, they're not from the Reaper's rewards. The pillow in game that you're seeing is from the reward that they did a few months ago, this pillow. But if you didn't unlock it in the original reward thingy, they just in the update today gave everyone all of those items because they were kind of bugging and people were losing their access to them even though they had earned them. So they said, so sorry, we're gonna give them to everyone now. So you will be able to have that even if you did not previously unlock them because they gave them to everybody. Okay. How about that? So all of them are like that now. All of them are unlocked. Everything from that original it was called the Happy at Home login event, and they're all unlocked now. They added that in the update today. I don't think I've ever used that light before. Do you want to try it? Let's let this be an excuse to have a chance to try this thing. Okay. That's good. I'm liking that so far. I am thinking that maybe this door should go over here. It kind of just depends. I might flip it around again. It depends where the floor plan ends up going. Once we have the floor plan figured out, we can always move it around. Soup thermos? You think it looks like a soup thermos? Hey, we called it the soup shell challenge. This feels very new construction. No, I agree, Christine. In fact, to me, this house is kind of like new construction in a new neighborhood, but it's the model home. And if you buy one, like yours isn't gonna look as nice because they won't have all like the fancy stuff in your version. But it's like the model home in a new construction neighborhood. Where did I get my sweater? Oh, this one? I bought this in like 2017 or something. So unfortunately, I don't think that it's available anymore. And I'm ashamed to admit, I'm pretty sure it's from Forever 21. But from like a long time ago. So I don't know if it's able to be purchased. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, how about this little blue door again? Let me get these sides down next to it. Okay, and then I will probably do a little window as well. I like that. From the back, it's not really screaming garage. From the back, it's a little bit cuter than that. But it's a garage on the front. Oh, no, no, no. That's bad. Stop. Just in the front of that. Okay. Okay. Lots of exterior that needs to be done still. Maybe we could put, let me think about the texture of the driveway. No. I like the idea of it being paved. I just don't really know. Like that, those two look bad together. So we don't want that. But I do like the idea of pavers. Oh, you hate to say it, but honestly, it might work. We might want to get like some debug little pavers up the side of that too. So we'll see how that goes. I might come back to that though. I don't want to do the debug stuff right now. I'd rather think about the rest of the exterior and then come back to the debug section. Okay, sorry for using the Star Wars pack, everyone. I apologize in advance. Oops, sorry. Put that like, oh, I don't know if I really like this way. Maybe I should have just left it with the one big one. Is that weird though? Oh, you know what we could possibly do? Hold on, this is weird, but it's just an idea. I wonder if we could like enclose that on purpose, but not all the way, and we leave that for the trash can storage. I don't know. Miv and Sydney and Sarah, Jewel, thank you for the subs. I liked that idea in theory, but now I'm like not so sure about the placement of it. I also think that maybe this part should be a little bit wider. Oh, no. And you know what? Maybe it being wider will be better because then it lines up with this. So it's more intentional? I don't know. Oh, these are the cheap fence. I want to use the expensive fence. That would be this one. All right, hopefully this doesn't look bad. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. We may want to put some like little white flowers in front of that. I don't know. Okay, something along those lines. I'm not sure if I want to close this part off, but maybe I will. I'm also trying to decide, do we want to have this be like slightly open? Because this was going to be where the garden would go. Okay, we're going to do a pool. I think I want the pool to be like maybe a slightly more interesting shape, and maybe we could fit. Ooh, should we do that in black? Do we then like shove that in that corner? Round? I don't know. There's not a lot of round happening on the house, so I don't know if we should do a round pool. But maybe. We could always like kind of. That's perhaps a little bit bigger than I thought. Can you sink a platform to bury the hot tub? You can, but if you do that, the hot tub becomes non-functional. So like the question is, could you like lower, oh, I guess I can't do it there. But could you like dig a hole essentially and put the hot tub in it? But there needs to be enough walking space. So you could do it that with one that's like maybe that big and then have a staircase down into it or something. But you need to make sure that they can get into it because they won't like, they have to climb up from the floor. They won't step down into it, so. But you also might not care, oh. You also might not care about the animation part of it too much. And if that's the case, then it doesn't matter. That looks really good. Does it function with half walls around it? Like if you do a half wall like this, as long as they can get in on one side, then yes. They need at least one side. And I think if you want them to woohoo in there, they might need two sides accessible. But I could be wrong. They're kind of weird about it. Yeah, half wall is still like a wall in terms of the game being able to step over things, so. Okay. That's pretty good. I am wondering about building out, oh, probably not. I guess I want to get some lounge chairs. And I guess the base game ones, like this color is pretty good. There's also these that come in like solid black, but I think I want to lighten it up. Do I like my headset? Yeah, Breck, listen, this is coming from a person who used to never use real headphones because I don't know, this is kind of backwards because I usually use these to record and everyone else is like, this is so uncomfortable, why would you use these horrible things? And to me, this was more comfortable than a regular headset. And then I got this one and I realized actually this is like a million times better. It sounds better, it's more comfortable. I'm a real gamer now. But anyway, I used to be like kind of not a headset person until I got this one. So I'd recommend it, I like it. I use it wired, but it's actually a wireless headset too. But I use it wired because I got a stupid mixer that I use for my mic. I don't know how to use wireless headphones with the stupid mixer. Okay. A little bit of blue, not bad. Not bad. Wire, cause low latency, cause gamer. Oh, that's what it is. I need the low latency with the click sounds of my Sims game, cause I'm actually an extreme gamer. And so I don't want to use wireless headphones cause I need to, have absolutely zero delay. There's not a noticeable delay with wireless ones, but I'm such a serious gamer that I can't even risk it, you know? It might have a mic. Honestly, I'm not even sure. I don't ever use a headset mic, so I'm the wrong person to ask questions about a headset mic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think it has one that, like, the plug-in thing. I just don't have it connected. A little wimpy stick thing. A wimpy stick thing, Christine. My God. Yeah, it does. It comes with one, but I don't use it, so I don't know if it's good. I can't believe she just called it that. Sorry, I gotta stop talking about that. Should we do like a outside patio? Should we get a bar? Don't search bar. Go to the bar section. Perfect patio. Where are you? Scrolled past it. I remember when Perfect Patio came out, I was like so excited about this. It's kind of funny looking back on it. It's a good pack. I mean, I like it, but I was like enamored by this pack when it first came out. And I don't think it's worth like that level of the excitement that I had over it. Especially now. Like comparatively, it wouldn't be my like top choice stuff pack, but wow, was I excited about it back then. I feel like that's too much furniture. I'm kind of thinking that maybe it would be better to have this in the corner. You know? I feel like I usually prefer it when I build them out like that. Maybe it can just be 3 this way too. Can it be away from the water maybe? I mean, yeah, we could potentially build it out somewhere else, but I'm kind of trying to keep most of the patio stuff all together in this area. Go back. And I still want to have a backyard. So the question is, could we like build something over there? Maybe. And kind of like space it out. If we did that, we might be able to build a cover for it. And that might not be so bad. What kind of pergolas do we have if I wanted to use one of the existing ones? There is the one from, wait, Riviera Retreat. Has that like amazing metal frame one. But like, at what cost, you know? It's gonna be too big in the back. Maybe we give them like a... I guess I don't really want that to be filled in. I'm wondering if we could do like stepping stones though. I don't know if I like the regular floor under there. But then I feel like the bar and grill thing, I don't really like the bar concept with like the fancy built-ins for underneath this. Like, I think that's kind of weird to put underneath the pretty pergola, have like a really built-in, extremely fancy bar. Do you want that to be centered? Oh my gosh, this takes up the entire backyard. It's like all of a sudden, there's no regular like kids playground space. We were gonna have the dog stuff over here. And now we have no space for it because I want the pergola. I always want to use this pergola and then I always have a very hard time fitting it. You know what I mean? It's like I always hope that it can work and then it just doesn't quite go where I'm putting it. This was gonna be the garden section. We were gonna have like little planter boxes. Ooh. Less of them fit than I thought we would be able to have. So that's an interesting dilemma. Could scoop the garage, make the garden bigger. I don't know. Even then, I don't really want to like move it over too much. I guess potentially this little section might end up being a better location to have the grill and the bar and stuff. Because we could kind of build that out. Ooh, are you really gonna clip like that? Because that's very annoying to me. Okay, this is gonna be, it's gonna look like it's completely closed off, okay? Oh, you can't do a... What if there's like another fence? And that's like a secret garden attached to the garage. And we do like little tiny garden planters. I don't know. Come here with this one. And then we can get the matching bar again. Where's perfect patio? Okay. So maybe it does stay like this. Honestly, those chairs are not that bad. Kind of has the right vibes. Or instead of doing it like that, we could always use perfect patio again. Because perfect patio has like those little hedges. And maybe that's better. So we still have the secret garden thing, but then it's not like two fences back to back. If the terrain is slipped on the shell, you have to just change the height of the basement, Grace. Just move the basement up and down. It'll fix it. Diamond, Jilly, Tiger, and Jada, and Mocktail, and Lilac, and Love for All Peoples, thank you for the subs. It does look expensive, doesn't it? Yeah, keep it white. Okay, why soup shell? No, no one knows. We don't have an answer to that, unfortunately. It just is, it's what happened. Do we dare try to put like, no, maybe not. Maybe you just leave it. The perfect patio fence. Yeah, the perfect patio fence is nice. The only problem with the perfect patio one is that it has like some really weird lighting glitches sometimes where it looks like it's like super glowing. I don't know if I can emotionally handle that. Oh, this is a different kind of fence, isn't it? Look at that. Make the bar stools or pool furniture blue to match the door. We have a blue, that's to match the door right there. No, I love that fence too, Wizard Swamp. It's mostly because, let me show you the gate too. Sometimes this gate has weird lighting bugs too, where it's like really glowing, which then makes it hard for me to use it. Okay. I'm trying to decide. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what else to do. We had talked about the dog training stuff, but now that we're actually doing it, I really feel like, oh, I guess some of these come in a plain color. I was gonna say it won't match, but that's because these are like really bright. The outdoor kitchen looks really bright. Yeah, it just will. It just will. We're not done yet though, so let's not worry about it too much. Ditch the dog? You don't want to have the dog stuff anymore? I think we want to get some flowers that maybe have some white to them. Maybe I'll put these. I never used the white swatch of this. The white flowers are a little bit smaller than the other ones, but I don't think that's bad. That actually looks pretty cool next to it all. I don't know what to put in here. It's clipping a little bit. Hey, listen, listen. No, it looks bad. Is the path next to the pool too narrow? No, they can walk on this part as well. This is also a part of the, it's one tile. I'm not gonna make it any wider. I like how it looks like this. Diamond, and Chili, and Tiger, and Jada, thank you for the subs. Trash cans could go there. Yeah, that was my initial thought. I was also thinking about putting the trash cans in the garage or putting the trash cans over here. This one's maybe not as like cute, but it is easier access for your Sims. Imagine if Sims could fall in. That would be bad. That would be really bad if that was the case, but thankfully they cannot. Okay, I think I might put some trim on this. I think it needs it. The pool is so cramped. I honestly don't think that it is. Oh gosh. Now it's a new thing to worry about. I really think the pool is fine the way that it is. I'm not too worried about it. I'd even make it a little bit wider if I wanted to, but I'm gonna keep it like this. If we opened it up and then this was for like trash and bikes and stuff, I mean, you could do that. We could potentially have it be open for trash and bikes and stuff, but because we have a whole garage, I really like the idea of, I know I keep saying this, but I love the idea of what I'm calling a secret garden right here. I was gonna put like, I shouldn't do terrain paint yet because it's just gonna delete itself, but I was gonna put something along those lines there and then have like actual garden planters because we still wanted to have a garden and we've ruined our own chances to have one because I have filled everything else in too much, but I want to have little garden planters over there. Wouldn't that be kind of cute? Japanese rock garden. That's a different idea. That, I mean, you wouldn't be able to fit planters in there if we did that, Owen. That would be cool though. I guess it just depends if we decide we want to have garden planters or not. We don't have to do that just yet. We can hold off. But I like how you can't really tell that it's there, you know? Fill it with graves. Or that. That's another idea. Classic Simsie chatters. You know us so well. Wholesome, yeah. Lovely. Okay, I want to get another one of these big. And then put it in like the back corner. Oh no. It won't go next to that. It doesn't work like that. Would that be okay, or is it too much? I guess probably too much. Okay. I'm definitely overthinking the landscaping here. I'm trying to decide now, again, what we want to put in this little part. Because all of my original ideas don't work. Hey, study time! Thanks for the raid. Welcome in. We're doing a little shell challenge. Basically, the box of the house is the shell, and then you have to download it and try and turn it into something. It just looks like this on the gallery, and then everybody tries to do something different with it. The roof was a process, and we're trying to do the backyard now. But hopefully you had a good stream. Welcome in. I'd give you a tour, but the house is a bit empty at the minute. We're just thinking about the backyard. Okay. Do we want to stick to this thing? I want to use it. I do want to use it like so bad. But I can't decide if it's like too much or not. You think it fits? Oh, we also wanted to do this part. I know some people were saying like, oh, just extend the patio. And that's not a bad idea either. I just feel like, I don't know. Maybe we could put the bikes over there or something. I can think about it. Yeah, so if I kept this here, I would probably put outdoor dining with it. That's kind of my thought too. As we'd put like a big dining table or something. Let's do some landscaping around it. Do we want to like really do the whole side, the whole yard, like all of it with flowers? I don't know. Could be a trash nook. Yeah, I mean, we put trash cans over here. I feel like I always do the trash cans next to the... I don't want to think about the trash cans right now. I'm jumping around too much. I need to focus. I don't really know about it still. I do like these little trees, so I might get myself a couple of those. And that's not too close to it or anything, so that could be fine. Like little garden pergola. Yeah, I like the little garden pergola too. I think this is fun. And I feel like I always try to use this pergola and then it always like ends up not fitting right. You know? And now we actually have space to try and do it properly, so we should probably take advantage of that. And like really get the garden in there. Okay, what if we had some other little white flowers? This pergola is from the Riviera Retreat Kit. Addie and Olivia and Onyx and Jay Krause and Gret and Eric and Scoot and Fall Diamond, thank you for the subs. Okay. Because these are still little white flowers, but emphasis on little, so we can fit a couple extras. Okay. Dining table. So we had used, I don't think I want to use the Perfect Patio one. We have the Perfect Patio dining chairs or like bar stools or whatever, but I don't think I want to have Perfect Patio stuff under the pergola. I can't decide. Also, we're gonna have like, I think I might do it kind of like this. So we're gonna want to think about landscaping for the front here too. Front of this section. Should there be more? Like, I don't really want to fill the whole thing in with landscaping though. Yeah, I think that doing the landscaping all around it would be too much. I don't want to overdo it with the landscaping. I'm nervous about doing too much. I don't really like it. Move it closer to the paved area. We could get it a little bit closer. Bird bath or fountain swing set. The swing set will be too big. If we do swings, it takes up too much space. I don't know. Oh no, chat, I'm overthinking it again. It's really like not that big of a deal, but I'm so nervous about it that I'm making it into a very big deal in my head. Okay, something like that. I might use this chair. It's not as like fancy, but it's plain black and white like that is. What happened to the train paint? Oh, I deleted it because I didn't like how it looked. I deleted it. It didn't delete itself. This can't be properly centered underneath the pergola either because we have the flowers coming out too far. So it has to be like pulled up. So I don't know. Onyx, thank you for the 7-month resub. I also think that we need something else in this little section. Maybe we fix that by putting like, ooh, this might be a little bit much. I don't know. But maybe we fix it by trying to have, should I have made it smaller? I guess that gives us more yard space. Then that has to be really quite small. Which maybe isn't good, I don't know. Maybe we don't do that anymore? Or maybe we could put it like, no. Oh, Jay Carls, thank you for the gifted subs. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Kiddie pool, like the toddler one. I don't know if I can bring myself to use the toddler pool. Oh, don't do that. What if we put another, no. This is so embarrassing. It's like not that deep, but I'm making it out to be really deep in my head. Games table? Yeah, games table could be cute too, but I don't know if I want to. I think that what's getting me about this stuff that's making me feel so unsure is that, like, I don't really, oops. I don't really want to put too much furniture. So, what is the trellis centered on? This is centered with the pool. I'm not gonna center it completely with the garage and the yard. I don't want to like take up the whole yard space. Could also just be dead space. Yeah, I just feel like it's too much dead space, but maybe I'm overthinking that again. As we know I do. I wonder if I could still have my garden planters that I wanted over here. No, I don't like them. Maybe we could get a couple underneath it though. Like maybe there goes a couple garden planters in that back corner and like one over there. Because that helps with it being, because it's off center, right? Like it's off center on purpose. So maybe it would help to add that. Could do the citronella thing. Okay, I don't really want to do terrain paint right now, because the terrain paint is going to end up deleting itself, and I'm not really emotionally prepared to deal with The Sims doing that to me. So I think I might just not put myself through that yet, and we can worry about it later on. I'm going to do the floor plan now. I just know it's going to take me more than one day. Like, we're going to have to finish this probably in a couple days on stream, and I'm going to come back and the terrain paint's going to be gone for the second stream. And I just can't handle that, chat, honestly. Like, I can't do it. So I won't make myself. I won't make myself do it. All right, let's think about this. So I'm not opposed to having, like, I don't like that. Save? Oh, that's a good idea too. That is a good idea. No, the inner wall's not part of the shell. I put that there. It's not part of the shell. Okay, how high can I put this and have it not break? I guess I could potentially put it like well, not all the way up. You can't see the glitching terrain, so we can probably leave it like that. Just a tiny gap. I hate the gap. I hate it. We have a basement? Yeah, I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. Blame chat, it was their idea. I'm trying to decide where the basement should go and like what all the other rooms are gonna be in case of basement. I am kind of feeling like oh my. Okay. I liked the idea of the staircase being in the entryway. That was like a fun concept, but the more I try and do it, the more I'm like, ooh, I don't really like it. Oh, it's starting to rain. No. Do you want us to suffer? No, look, I thought that the shell was somewhat reasonable and I was gonna make it less bad, and then chat was like, no, make it worse, it's too easy. So I was like, are you sure? And chat was still like, it's too easy. So if anything, it's their fault, not mine. When you really think about it. Do you think it would be okay like that? Put the stairs on top of each other? I mean, you could do that, but then the staircase, it would be here. Do you see how it would... let me delete this so I can show you. Oh, it actually would be lit, like... I hate doing... I'm not doing that. Everyone always says put it on top of each other, and then I hate it, because I hate how you have to have a wall. And I don't want to see them. I don't want it to be visible. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I might also scoot that out one tile. This is very tight. I don't enjoy that very much. I do like this part, and I kind of like how it's a little bit more open. I also think that that could be, oh, as a bathroom, the vibes are off. That's probably not good, but I guess it's gonna happen, so. Oh, those are really weird. Oh, not this too. Please don't do that. Is it gonna clip there no matter what? I guess I could get rid of the trim. I don't like that with the trim gone. I want the trim there. Why? Why? I just like, just pretend it isn't there. I don't know. Can we bring ourselves to do that? What if I, oh, that's worse. Okay. Hide it with a shelf or something? I don't know. I'm worried about putting a shelf all the way down there because that's like close to where their head height will be. So they might have to step on that. Okay, well, let me just think if this floor plan even works downstairs. So this is the entryway. Realistically, I think we're probably gonna wanna have, let me get a door. This is the, like, sunroom space. Or, I mean, maybe it could be like a fancy formal dining room. I don't know. I was gonna say we could put the kitchen along this back wall, but maybe not. Maybe we will, actually. I think I'm gonna put the kitchen cabinets, like, kinda, maybe like that. So that becomes the kitchen. I'm thinking that we'll have the living room sort of facing this way. Yeah, the shell's in the gallery. I built the shell earlier in the beginning of stream, and I put it up immediately. So it is up there for you if you want to use it. Hi, Snap. Oh, look who decided to show up. You're 2 hours late to work. Maybe I'll make the kitchen even a little bit bigger. I might prefer, I don't know, do I want to have like a regular island instead? It's gonna be very tight with the door there. And then maybe the dining table could be kind of on a diagonal like this. We could like alt do the diagonal placement. Or it could just have 4 chairs, or it could just be like that and not on a diagonal. That does not fit the kitchen as well anymore. So maybe just 4 chairs. Then we gotta figure out the basement stairs. They'll probably be inside of here somehow. Switch sofa and love seat with the TV on the empty wall. Like, put it over here? I mean, you could, but I think that doing that kind of, it leaves empty space behind the sofa. So, swap the living and kitchen. I think that this section is too big for the kitchen. And the living room, oh my gosh. Snap appeared. I think the living room won't fit in here as well. Because look at, with the sofa and the TV, like with the way the door is, the kitchen is, I think it's better like that. There's more space. Put the stairs in an L shape next to the front door in the corner. Oh, you're gonna be so sorely disappointed. They can't, because the downstairs is bigger than the upstairs. This section is not up there. Do you see that? The room starts right here upstairs. So you can't really do the L shape in the corner thing. If we blocked off part of the wall, then we could. But unfortunately, it's a little bit tight. I think that maybe I'll scoot this all over. I'm kind of wondering about getting like a little bathroom down here. I might get rid of these windows. Snap, I can't use my keyboard if you're there. I'm actually kind of wondering about putting a half bathroom there, because it's only 1 bathroom right now, which is kind of sad. So there could be a little bathroom right there. And then this is what, like I keep calling it the sunroom, but maybe this would have been better suited to be the kitchen. I guess you could potentially like open it up on purpose and do it kind of like that. But I don't know if I really, oh, this could get swapped. You could have the kitchen cabinetry kind of this way. And that gives you like a bigger, but then there's no office. Make it small. I actually like that less. Breakfast nook by the bay windows. I mean, this was kind of my initial plan, was the dining room could be over there. I don't know if we want to have a second dining table or not. It kind of depends what we want to do with the spacing. I think there's a lot of open space over here. I think, honestly, I preferred it before. Genuinely, I like this as a layout for in here. And I think it's okay to have a big sunroom sort of thing. Guys, I still don't want to swap the kitchen and living room. I don't think that's going to work well. You have to remember that, like, there's a door over there. So if you want to have a TV on the blank wall, this door won't work. It's just going to be too tight. So, I didn't forget the basement stairs. Don't worry. Don't worry. The basement stairs, I'm thinking, will go, like, oops, like right here. And I was going to build a wall. So that's kind of what I was picturing for that. I am honestly gonna just close some of this off because I am not excited about some of these things. I do not like this part. Living room and sunroom, kitchen and living room. I think the kitchen will be too big, especially if we have to put the basement stairs. You want me to put a single tile bar in the corner? Maybe, maybe. We'll think about that once we start laying it out. And then the upstairs is kind of weird, but maybe in a fun way. Still clipping. So that stinks. So in the basement, I was thinking that perhaps this could become an extra bathroom. I don't even want to have a storage closet. Honestly, like, I can't bring myself to deal with this. I really don't like the door location. But maybe it's fine. And maybe down here becomes like a study. Usually when I have these weird like 3x1 rooms that are like that way, I'll put like a stacked washer dryer in there. So we could potentially do something like that too. I don't know. Study or a craft room, that's true. Extend the wall maybe. Oh, so we're doing a shell challenge, so you're not allowed to extend the walls. You can't change the exterior walls. Snappy, I love you so much, but do you want to sit in your little cat bed so I can actually use my... Here we go. Let's see if that works. A gym? Oh, a gym could be... Oops, sorry. A gym could be kind of cool. I paged down by accident. Maybe we could close it off and we could do like a games room and have a gym. Oops. Gym? What if we did like glass doors into the gym? That kind of thing happens in real life. She doesn't know if she wants to be there right now or not. Snap is very unsure about this situation she's found herself in. Okay, maybe I will use that and put it like kind of central. Honestly, I might have like no windows over here. This is that part that I kept describing as the secret garden. I think we can make it work windowless. And then we have a whole big wall for like built-ins or something if we want them. Okay. Oh, it worked. She's using it. Egg, Nicole, and Lunar, and Immunity. Thank you for the subs. Okay. I think we've got it. So, I'm gonna remove this furniture that we put as placeholders. And then I will pick a wood floor. I'm actually kind of leaning towards... So this one is from Island Living. Do you think that looks bad? Or is it nice? Because I kind of like it. There's also like this one. Oh, that has like that cool toned kind of shininess to it. And maybe that fits with what we're trying to do with like the darker... That's like nearly black. I don't want... There you go. Oh, the snowy escape stairs, do they always have no underside to them? Yikes. No. Oh, what about these? Oops. That's also kind of the wrong color, but maybe in a fun way. I never use dark floors anymore, so maybe that's kind of good. Well, so hey, you can add interior walls. You can't add walls like that touch the shell. Does that make sense? You can also add walls that don't touch the shell, like how I added a fake garage. But you can't add walls that touch the shell. So hopefully that answers your question. But you can add interior walls, of course. So you can build a floor plan. Does this room become the primary bedroom? And if so, let's address the elephant in the room. The fact that it barely fits a double bed. Like, basically anywhere, it barely fits. You could maybe put it like there, and it would fit, but then it's not centered with the window. So this is gonna be a massive pain. I might try and do it like right there somehow. All right, I'm gonna do, maybe, do I start with the kitchen? Let's start with the kitchen. Oh, and you know what? We kind of have that like black and white energy, so maybe we could use these cabinets. These could be kind of cool. These are the vampires ones. I like that. Do we dare put one there? I don't know. Maybe I put the fridge like right here. I'm also gonna use my favorite fridge and my favorite stove. The floor looks nicer up close. Oh, did you not like it? I always have liked this floor. Every time I use the island living floors, I feel like I get some serious mixed opinions in the chat about them. It's like some people love them, and some people are like, Kayla, that is one of the ugliest things you've ever chosen to use in a build. So it's kind of funny how that happens. But people, they're very opinionated about island living, I've learned over the years. Okay, I like something like that. I don't know if this like super traditional cabinet is actually the move though. I liked it in theory, but the house itself kind of looks like it's been renovated. Or, I mean, I guess we're saying it's a new build. So they probably would have a slightly more, I don't want to say modern kitchen, but like something that's a little bit more up to date, upscale, I guess. I hate this one. It's like so blue. I don't think I want to do a brown. I think I want it to be white, maybe gray. I don't like those. The last time I used this one, people were very mad at me. They didn't like all the white. I still think that it looked okay, but that wasn't popular opinion. Oh, I love the cutting boards. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I don't know if I really like, I guess once we put shelves in there, it might help. Black and white version. Well, they don't really come in black and white. It's like black and gray or... Okay, those cabinets are a maybe. The other option is to mix them with the base game ones, because the base game ones are actually not bad. And truthfully, in my mind, they kind of look like they match a little bit better than the ones that it comes with. Because they're a bit more like plain cabinets. I don't know. I don't really like the cabinets from that set, the ones that it comes with and matches. That might be an unpopular opinion. I don't really... I've never really quite liked them. Upper cabinets could be dark. Oh no. Here's another... I'm just coming out with unpopular opinions left and right. I don't love a two-toned kitchen. It's rare that I've seen a two-toned kitchen in real life that I actually liked. When they paint the cabinets different colors. Sometimes they're okay, but most of the time I don't like them. Like when I watch HGTV and they have a two-toned kitchen, it's not really my personal vibe. It really does depend how they do it, but most of the time, it's not for me. You're a monotone kitchen kind of gal? Yeah, I'm the same way with the kitchens. I don't know what color stools I want to get. I'm gonna wait on that. We're going for like very white and gray with black accents. So I'm sorry if that's gonna be upsetting to you. I'm just warning you now. That is intentionally the vibe that we're going for. What about Get Famous's rug? I wonder if that could work. I haven't really tried that. Okay. Interesting. Probably a white sofa, right? Like an actual white sofa. Chat, this is hard. I don't know. Maybe like, oh, how about this one? I do like this one. How about that in white with the books in it? 0 animals are allowed on that sofa. Okay, I don't want to name any names, but somebody puked on my white sofa yesterday. I have one of those like little green machine like fabric cleaners, and if you clean it fast enough, it gets it up. But it was like a moment of panic. We sat down to eat dinner, and like the second we sat down, Snap stood up on the sofa. I mean, sorry, not Snap, just somebody. Again, not to name any names. Why'd you put your couch there then? No, okay, and get this. My entire couch is covered in blankets, and I'm not exaggerating, because I have a blanket, Dan has a blanket, and Sunny has a blanket. Sounds weird, but she has a favorite blanket. So it's like Dan's on one side, mine's on the other side, Sunny's is in the middle. Snap went to the one part of the couch that did not, I mean, sorry, not Snap. Somebody went to the one part of the couch that does not have a blanket, and that's where she puked. I mean, really? Like... Somebody. Not calling anybody out or anything, but somebody. I don't know if I really like that. Should we do it in all white? Because that's kind of cute. Book Nook Kit sofa. The Book Nook Kit one could be good. I'm still very enticed by the new sofa. That's why I keep trying to use that one, is because I'm so excited about the new one. The new swatches on it. But... I do love a built-in gray sofa. I mean, it comes in like some light gray colors. We could do it in gray too. It's just, I feel like if you do it like that, it kind of becomes very, it's very gray. Can you go away? Oh, maybe we should do it like that. So, oh no. Do it like that and we'll put clutter in them. And maybe I could get some more windows. These are gonna be in a different spot than they were originally, and they're also gonna be in a different spot than they are upstairs, but perhaps we can just let that happen, because the brightness of that is pretty nice. Maybe this could be in brown. Kind of mix and match the wood tones. Okay. You love the white? Okay, we can stick to the white then. People are, I think, once we start furnishing it more, I think there's gonna be more of a distaste for the white color scheme, but we'll see. We're gonna get in more couches and stuff too. I also think that because I made the kitchen a little bit bigger, I think that maybe we won't be able to fit the big dining table that we had originally. I mean, I could scoot this in up a little bit closer. We had a dining table with 4 chairs, like a 2 wide. But you see, like that's probably not gonna work. Maybe we could do one like this. And that might fit okay. I hate the tiny round ones. That's gonna be my downfall. My like refusal to use the tiny round ones. I just don't, they're too small. They're too small. Ooh, what about this? Okay, that modern luxe decision might have just like made some choices for us. The bigger round one won't fit, I don't think. No. Okay, you come here. Please go, stop. Oh my gosh. I don't really want you to be like tight on the window. I wanna put it further away. I guess I can do it myself and just raise it up. What color scheme are you thinking of? We have a lot of white, black, and gray on the outside. I haven't even painted the outside yet. White, black, and gray, and it's got like some dark blue accents. There are dark blue swatches of these curtains, but I don't know if that's where I want to bring in the dark blue. I also am not really sure about the color of that rug. I think it might be a little bit too stark to me. There is a blue sofa, but it's not really the color blue that I want. So I don't know. Modern luxe. Okay, I think it is that color. Yeah, maybe we could use these curtains. You like the beige and white swatch? I kind of had liked the beige and white swatch a little bit too. But I don't know if I want to have beige in here too much. There's like this swatch. And that does help to warm it up a little bit, and it still has the gray. But I don't know if I like it. What kind of bar stools? Gray. No. Too light. You know what? These bowling ones, I don't know if I've ever used those in that color. Interesting. You think if we do the beige rug, we should do a white sofa instead? I think that sofa is not gonna work if we're gonna do it in white. The white is like a little bit too cool toned. Why the cat? Oh, you do not like my cat? Snappy, they don't like that you're on the screen. No, she's just there, so cat can. I'm sorry if you don't like the cat on the screen. I post a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't usually have a cat cam in those, so maybe that'll make it up to you. No. The roof is a nightmare. Yeah, the roof on this shell was a real pain. I'm really sorry about that. Oh. Interestingly enough, that one maybe works. It's I've never really used that in a space like this before. Do they get a breakfast nook? Or is that too much? Probably too much, right? Maybe I have no curtain on this window. That couch is from Parenthood. I think I might try to get like a cabinet with some storage. Oh, there's also like, there's always the possibility of something like that. It's giving not so berry gray, Jen. Oh no, that's not what we want. I don't want it to look like sad gray. I want it to be pretty. I want people to like it. Let me think about maybe a different sort of wall texture. I like the growing together one. That's white, so that's not gonna help with the allegations, but Try darker walls. I don't think we want to do dark walls. Not in most of the house. I'm trying to like really brighten it up because the floors are so dark. I'm wondering about the Modern Luxe Kit wall though. Because I do kind of like the pattern on that. And it does have like fancy rich person house energy, which is what we were going for. I don't think I'll put that in this bedroom, but you know. I feel like you've stressed me out with this shell. No. I stressed myself out with this shell. I did this shell to myself. There are like a darker gray color if we wanted to put that in the kitchen. And that might be kind of cool. Brings the gray around. I really don't normally go for colors this dark. How about like a base game? What if we had something like, that's green. Oh my goodness. No, what if we had something like this one? Could be kind of gray. And we could put that there. They only need one tile to walk through, so they can still get through there. There's plenty of space. Is there potential to finish the build this stream? No. No, we have so much left on it. This is gonna be a multi-day sort of build. That's fun though. Wood coffee table. Yeah, I had a wood one originally, and people said put the white back, so I wasn't sure, but I think we want to bring in more of the wood. What do we want for the chairs? There are some from Modern Luxe. I don't really like those. I'm actually gonna step away from that and pick something else. What about this light? I never use that. Is that better to put above the dining table because it's so high up that it won't disrupt the TV? I mean, it actually kind of does disrupt the TV viewing. No, I know it's fine. Let's put that above the living room, and then we can get one that hangs a little bit lower for above the dining table. Those are perhaps too low. I do like this one. I end up using that one a lot. Maybe I should bring a sim in so we can change the light color. Let me bring... I think I have Eliza Pancakes right here. So I'll have her come live in this house. There we go. Just poofs instead of chairs. I kind of want to have a bigger, like more substantial piece of furniture with like a back to it. But, oh, I don't want it to be autumnal. This is awkward. Summer. Okay. Yeah, I just want to change the light color. Be a little bit cooler toned. We've been doing some really, really yellow toned builds this week because we just got done doing all of those builds for, like we did like a couple of autumn builds and stuff like that. And so it's kind of funny to then come and do this one where it's like really cool toned instead with the cool toned wood, the cool toned blue. I like the contrast. It's what we've been doing. We could end up deleting that if we wanted to. 'Cause we could probably put a piano right there. Does that come in black? Yeah, but at what cost? Maybe the dark wood is better. I think it's too tight. That might fit downstairs. We could still put a little entryway table right there. Okay, we need to think about the kitchen and also like artwork and stuff. Maybe... Oh, does this thing come in any... I think it has like those black and white... Yeah, that's very modern though. I don't know if that's what I want. There's also this thing. I never use that item. Love Struck painting? Oh, some of the Love Struck stuff might be okay. That one is exactly what we need. That is so good. That is actually so good. Let's put lights above it. Maybe like some sort of little wall light. Because we have like the picture light space game. Oh, I have to unlock it. Hold on. bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement. Okay. There we go. Is it better smaller? Maybe? I do like the idea of that. Oh my god, it's like a blue Suburban. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. It just happened. It's okay. We haven't done a house like this in a long time. Do you think that we should put curtains around this? I wasn't gonna, because I feel like, oh, I don't know. I also wasn't gonna have these because the thing is like blocked, but maybe, just maybe, it's like better to have I don't really want to put a shorter window because I don't think it'll look good from the outside. And also, I think, is that curtain too close to the fridge? The curtain is definitely a little bit close to the fridge. Maybe we should put just the trash can over there instead. I think what's throwing me is I just feel like I can't fit the curtains on this window. Wit and Coda and Nick and Fiona, thank you for the subs. I appreciate it. Trash and pet bowls in the corner, coffee bar in the corner. I guess the coffee bar concept, I kind of had that thought too. Yeah, in real life it happens. They definitely put like counters in front of windows in real life sometimes. I know, Dika, but it's still, it's very hard for me to accept that reality for my Sims. I do not like that, and this also does not come in like a normal stainless steel. It has like that color, which isn't really stainless steel. So we could switch everything out for that if we wanted to. But I don't really like it. Little table in the corner. We had done that. We thought about putting a breakfast nook in there, and then I didn't like it. I think the coffee bar doesn't fit either, so that's bad news. Then the Home Chef oven. Well, yeah, if I swapped the fridge, I would use the Home Chef Hustle other things. I just don't know if I really even like them. So the Snowy Escape counters in white. I don't want to use the Snowy Escape counters, Zika, because I don't really like that the Snowy Escape counters are like all shelves. I think I would prefer if they had like a cabinet to it and not an open shelf. I think I'm gonna put a pet bowl right here. Every time I do a shell challenge, I do such a great deal of overthinking. It's honestly unbearable. I don't know if I like that either. Maybe that's better in this corner. Well, let me think about a few other things for the kitchen cabinets. Probably not a microwave. The microwave is not cutting it, but maybe we could do like a kettle. Oh, Snowy Escape counter is just in front of the window bit. I see, I see, I see. I mean, you maybe could have the shelf part in front of the window. It does actually match better than I thought. I'm not gonna use a shorter window because I would hate it from the outside. I love how it looks like this, so I'm just gonna block it, okay? Yeah, maybe this is fine like this. Let me think about other things that we can put in the kitchen, because we're gonna want to clutter this up a little bit more. That is clipping, so. Could have sworn they were backless. These actually have a back to them. Isn't that weird? You kind of think they are, but they're not. Oh, this is good. Does that fit anywhere upstairs? Yeah, it will. I could put it like right there. Hanging plant in the corner. That's good. This, if I make a speed build out of this, I mean, this is ridiculous. The amount of like time that it's taking me to do the smallest little parts of the house, it's gonna become like the longest speed build ever. Okay, I think I like that. Helps with the corner. And then we can try and get some more like decorative little things. Actually, Christine, I edit my own speed builds. Actually, I'm the one who does that. Not Dan. This comes in a dark wood. I don't know if I like the cutting board though. Can't tell. Well, the point still stands then? Okay. It's a future Simsie problem. Yeah. I don't like to cut stuff out too much from the speed builds when possible, but sometimes it's gotta be done. I usually cut out like little things, like the hallway and the bathroom and stuff like that. If I raise that up more tiles, does that start clipping? Well, we can cover that with something, I think. What do you think? Justice for bathrooms? Well, if the speed build is gonna be an hour long, Dika, something's gotta go. And if you're a little Simsie and you put the same bathroom 3 times, I mean, like, yeah, you can put things on the snowy escape counter shelves if you want to. You can totally put stuff on those. Cut everything but the bathrooms. There you go, that's the spirit. I might end up scooting this, oh, well, no, I like it centered. Yeah, that's why I do it myself, exactly. Because like if Dan were to cut down the speed builds, like he doesn't, there's not like audio cues for what is worth keeping, and I'm the one who built it, so I know in the speed build what is like what I want in the video, you know? Okay, so far I actually didn't like that, so that's bad. Let me find Home Chef Hustle. I probably want to get a little spice rack somewhere. That could be good. Kitchen bin. I was kind of hoping, this is gonna sound really bad, but I was kind of hoping to not have a trash can in the kitchen. In my own personal gameplay, I tend to like just bring them and I can use stuff outside. And if the trash cans are right there, like, so that's kind of what I was thinking, but okay, I think that I'm having like writer's block, but builder's block with this kitchen right now. So maybe I'll do a bathroom or something small so I can feel like I've accomplished something. Because I feel like I'm getting really, I don't know. You like indoor trash cans because you make your kids take out the trash for character value perks. That's smart. Yeah, that's useful. I always have the money trash can, so I can't take the trash out. Does this come in like a... Oh, that is very millennial gray. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? How to change the camera angle to any angle for Sims? What, like how I do this, Soph? This I'm using the Sims 3 camera. It actually changes the controls completely. So you might want to like prepare yourself if you're going to swap it. But you'll want to use the Sims 3 camera, and then this is I'm using the middle mouse button on my on my mouse to free rotate. It's a lot easier to build with the Sims 3 camera, I think, because you have more control over what you're doing. I don't know if I like the wallpaper with it. I want to, but I'm not fully set on it. I'm thinking I might do a, oh my god, this is gonna cause clipping, isn't it? I was gonna say, I might want to get like a custom shower. I simply cannot bring myself to deal with it clipping like that. It can be done, like it can be fixed and wrapped around, but oh my gosh, is that annoying. It's fine. Okay, that has potential though, right? It's got a little piece of shower glass. I kind of love that. What if I raise that part up on a slight platform? I need to get a slightly taller piece of shower glass again. I'm okay with that being slightly raised. I'm thinking, well, no, we can pretend that it's like a lip to it that way though. I like that. This shower door is from Lovestruck, and the shower I'm about to use is also from Lovestruck. It is this. I don't really know what color I want to use. I didn't really want white. I might do it with gold. I know we have a lot of silver everywhere. We could also, no, we should do black. This door comes in black too. Oh, that's frosted, that's cool. The door also comes in black, but I don't know, is that too much? There's something about the all white that kind of looks good to me. I can't tell. If I do that, do I want to have black on the top too? The black is very dark. I'm not super sure about that decision. If we're gonna go with millennial gray, we only want white as an accent. Well, we have a lot of black accents outside, so we are using a lot of black already. There's no silver? Yeah, the only silver is like very blue toned. Like that looks blue to me, you know? I don't know if honestly, I think the black is a little bit too harsh for this room. I think I might stick to no black. I also might delete that window. There's like enough windows already in this place. We could probably have a little bit less. Maybe we do blinds? Okay, that's really quite something. That is like a wall of completely covered blinds. I don't know if I like that. Can't wait to take a shower and have all your neighbors watch. Yeah, the most windows in the house are in this front bathroom. So that's lovely and perfect, and I'm so glad that that's the case. Okay, we could do these little sinks. You think no curtains? I mean, I am one to put no curtains in a bathroom. Like, I'm not afraid of doing that in my builds. However, I think people often find that distressing when I put no curtains in the bathroom. So I don't know if I should. Maybe we put like, that's too high up. I wish that it was a little bit lower. We do have these mirrors. It's the second floor, it's fine. Yeah, it's the second floor. And there's 4 windows staring right at you when you shower. You're literally standing right in front of them. Oh yeah, I wouldn't put long curtains in the bathroom. I wouldn't put like, I mean, I have done it before, but I think it's kind of weird to have long curtains like that in a bathroom because, I don't know, it's like kind of, I feel like you would get like mildewy, right? No, they have to be low. Ugh. I might raise it up 1 tile. Okay. Something like that. Maybe I will put this plant on this side. That plant is so bright. The color of it is so bright. I might also get this thing. What if I had them like 2 obvious, intentionally separate counters, but we put, well, I don't know. I kind of want it to look like it's one big vanity, like I had it before. Okay. Ew, Christine, why would you even put that out there? That is so gross. Snappy has her eye on me. Do you think she does? It looks like she's asleep. She's honestly like perfectly framed herself for the cat cam. Cabinet in the middle as a separator. I hadn't really considered that. Do you think that's weird? I can't really decide. I don't usually do that. So she'll be up in 20 for dinner. Yeah, maybe. She's gonna know. She'll like suddenly her eyes will shoot open and she's like, it's 7. It's time for you to end stream. Okay, I think I like it. Maybe the Seasons cabinet. Well, this is the Parenthood one. The Parenthood one is a little bit lighter. The Seasons one has some kind of wacky, like bright colors to it that I don't know if they fit with like the orange. I can't tell if I like it. I think I might get a shelf over here. I might put a little shelf and then put like a little bit of bathroom clutter on it. Dika, Christine, do you want me to ban you? You're on thin ice, you two. Keep it quiet. You were hoping I wouldn't notice? No, oh no, I saw. Oh, I saw. That has some color to it. Maybe that's what we need. It's like a little bit more spice. You don't like them separated? Okay, I think I also am not sure about them separated. I don't normally do it, and I can't tell if like the fact that I don't normally do it is what's making me think like, oh, it's terrible like this, and I shouldn't do it. Because maybe it's fine and I'm just being silly. Prefer separated because they're not counters? Well, I'm trying to make them look like it's one counter. Because in real life, this would be how it is. Like in real life, they would be together probably like one big vanity. So that's why I put them together, because I'm kind of trying to pretend that it's one big vanity. You know? Scoot that over a bit more. I think I prefer them together. I think for me, I like them better like this. I'm sorry. I know that there was probably kind of a split of what people want, but... Okay, I'm gonna look at the Greenhouse Haven kit because I want to use my favorite little plant. I'm gonna put that there. And maybe there could be like a little painting or something. Ooh. I might want to alt place that too. How's that? I don't think that's bad. Somebody said put the, like, instead of the shelf, put the toilet, but I think I want to have something on that opposite wall. I kind of want to space it out a little bit more. I wonder if we could get a hamper and maybe use like one of the fake hampers. Can they still get in there? Eliza. Tell me it's not the toilet causing that problem. Eliza. The toilet is in the way. Are you serious? Okay, I scooted it back and now it's fine. Can she get through it now? She doesn't like my house. Dismally decorated. After everything I've done to decorate this place, I mean, look, it's completely furnished. We should kill her. No, I can't kill her yet. I still need to test sim. But maybe once I'm finished with the build, you know? Well, I think her house is dismally decorated. Yeah, she's one to talk. Have you seen where she lives? Dismally decorated. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm trying to think. I want to get like a little bath mat or something in front of this. And then last, maybe like some bathroom clutter kit, wall decor. Where is it? Bathroom clutter. I was thinking about like these little guys. Oh, we should do light switches. Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna put them. I'm gonna use the one that auto places as a guide, and then I'm gonna put light switches around. Okay, I'm actually gonna put it like there, and I'll get a second one next to it. This is such a small thing, but I love it. I love the light switches. Maybe we could put like 3 of them in the kitchen, because they probably have, in real life, you might have like the lights for the porch right there, and the kitchen under cabinet lighting, and the ceiling light. There's not actually under cabinet lighting, but you know. Maybe these are the stair lights. I think I want to put it like right there. We'll get 2 of them. Okay. So we've got that bathroom done. I think I'll leave it like that. Honestly, I really would like to use this wallpaper again and that flooring, because I really liked that setup. And don't forget the switch that no one can figure out what it goes to. Yeah, classic. Classic. I remember when we moved into this house, the light switch situation, there was like such a learning curve. I mean, there always is when you move somewhere new, but there was like such a learning curve to what switch is which switch is which. And it's funny how we have to adjust to those sorts of things when you move to a new place. The light switches for my porch and for the dining room, I always think are in backwards places. Because there's like switches on both walls where the dining table is, and the one that you would think would have the porch lights has the dining room lights, and the one that you would think would have the dining lights has the porch lights. They're like not where you think they would be. And every time someone comes over and they try and turn the light on, like my mom will come here and put the light on in the dining room, always the wrong one, every time. Without fail. Oh, she clocked out early. Snap. We don't actually end stream for a little bit. I have a little zip up hoodie that unfortunately I had it on a hook and it's fallen off the hook onto the floor, and she's now sitting on the zip up hoodie over there. So that's kind of cute. Oh, and now she's leaving completely. Okay, I'll see you downstairs. She wants dinner early. Yeah, she doesn't usually eat till 7:30, and she knows when I get off stream though. I always usually get off stream at 7, and the cats can just tell. Even though, like, I'm not gonna feed you yet, they just know. Oops, that's... but... Okay. I actually don't need to have 2 toilet paper rolls. Sorry, that's my bad. It's one skinny bathroom. Yeah, it's very small. It's not that weird, though. The house that I lived in for a long time before this one had basically a bathroom that was exactly this size. It might have been like a 2x1, actually, in real life, or like a 2.5x1 instead of a 3x1, like it is in The Sims. But I lived in a house in real life that had a bathroom like this because it was kind of like tucked under the stairs, but there was a closet under the stairs and this under the stairs. And so the closet was underneath this weird part, and then the bathroom kind of started like right there, you know? So it was long and skinny like that. But anyway, it's nice to have one because otherwise there would be one less bathroom in this house. And I think it's nice to have a downstairs bathroom. And I kind of like the weird long skinny bathrooms in The Sims. They're just kind of fun to me. You have what you consider to be a one-tile bathroom in your house? I love that. A bunch of my friends in the UK have what I would consider to be a one-tile bathroom. And it has like one of those little tiny sinks. The sink is like probably like this much in the corner. Let me see if I can find one. It's like there's barely enough space for your hands in the little tiny corner sink, like this. And then there's like a little tiny toilet and it's underneath the stairs. Yeah. Yeah. But it's better to have an extra bathroom. Like if you have to have a tiny sink, you have to have a tiny sink. I'd rather have that than have no extra bathroom. You know? Your hands would not fit. Yeah, it's very hard to wash your hands in there, but you know, some of these pictures are kind of cute. Like, look at this one. That's actually really good vibes. I love that. With the different colors in the funky mirror. Anyway, I'm jealous of that. This house is like the exact opposite of that color scheme. This house is so simple. Oh, hey, Shrimpy. Oh my gosh. Wait. Shrimp. He might come closer. He comes up and looks for snaps sometimes. Earlier today, he came up and oh, he's leaving already? Oh my God, it's because Snap's not in here. Earlier today, he came up and he climbed on the chair and just sniffed where the plant was. He literally ran up, looked back, like looked over, peered over. Oh, Snap's not there, and then left. Like he runs around looking for Snap sometimes. So he ran up, he saw, oh, she's not in here, and then he left. The kittens love her. They want to be her so bad. They want to be around her so bad. He comes looking for her all the time. All the time. His best friend. That's the thing. His best friend is Snap. Snap's best friend is not him. Snap actually, she tolerates him very well. She doesn't hate him anymore. She doesn't really even hiss at him. Like Shrimp can like sniff her and stuff, and she won't even react. Like, he can even, well, he usually tries to touch her when she's sleeping. Like if we're on the bed, Snap will be like curled up in my arm, and Shrimp will be kind of like at my hip, and then he'll like reach out so he could try and touch her. But she sleeps very soundly, and she doesn't realize that he's doing it. And I think if she knew that he was touching her, she would get mad probably. But she doesn't know, so he's able to touch her, and he knows that she won't get mad because she's asleep. They always push her boundaries when she's sleeping. But does Shrimp try to clean her? No, he won't. He wouldn't dare. Sunny and Shrimp will groom each other, but Shrimp wouldn't dare try and lick Snap. That's too much. They'll sniff her, they'll like try and touch her, but they wouldn't try and lick her. I think even that's too far even for them. Your kitten just put his back paw on your older cat's face, really? Yeah, anyway, it's very cute. He wants to be her friend really bad, and she doesn't really want him to be her friend, but she'll let him be around. Okay. Oh, really, Moth? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I was, like, I don't know. I would say that things have started getting, like, good between the kittens and Snap in the last, like, 3 months. And they're over a year old now. It wasn't ever, like, bad. Like, they didn't fight or do anything, like, dangerous. But I wouldn't say that they were, like... Snap was tolerating them more and more over the course of the last year. Every day, Snap gets a little bit more tolerant of the kittens. So, that's good. I'm very glad, because I want her to be happy, and I don't want to, like, you know, stress my cats out with anything, so. Do my cats follow me to the bathroom? Yeah. Specifically, Shrimp does. Sunny and Snap don't as much, but Shrimp will, and he'll try and yell to get into the room. He also, I saw this story before, but Shrimp is so silly. Picture, like, my bathroom has, like, a toilet room in it, so it's kind of like this. So, but it's smaller, so the wall is, like, less than that, probably closer. The door is, like, right in front of you. Anyway, Shrimp comes in, and I'm like, Shrimp, if you're in, you're in. Like, you have to decide if you're coming in here or not. I let him in, and then he's like, wait, but I want the door to be open. Okay, so figure it out then, Shrimp. I'll crack the door for him, and he can't figure it out. He'll be sat there, like pawing at this side of the door, but the door is cracked, so if he would just push, like, right here, it would open and he could get out. But instead, he's just like, come on, open, at, like, the wrong side of the door. Or he'll see the light switch, and I think that he knows that the light switch must do something. So he'll see the switch, and he'll start, like, trying to reach up to the light switch. So he'll, like, stand there on all his legs and be like, hello, trying to reach the light switch. The light switch is not gonna open the door. But he doesn't, like, so anyway, he's smart, because he can figure out that the switch does something. He's Shrimp, not the switch. But he doesn't know what the switch does, and he can't quite figure out how doors work. So he's got some brain cells. He's just not putting them to use in the right way. You know? Why did I do it to place the light? Alt placing works? Well, I did that to place the light. I put, like, 2 of them down because I wanted to see what the height was. So instead of, like, completely, I think actually I wanted it to be a bit lower. No, I want it there. Anyway, I did that because I wanted it to be at the right height, so that way they all slot to the same height. But I didn't want it to place there or there because it's too far away. So I placed one and then put one next to it because it would stay at the same height. Does that make sense? How do you tell the kittens apart? You know, when I tell you this, it might not be helpful for you as, like, a viewer to tell them apart this way. But for me, as a person who lives with them, they are extremely different. First of all, one is, like, almost twice the other one's size. He's, like, so much taller and, like, bigger than her. His head's, like, huge, and her head's tiny and kind of pointy. So when you look at them, it's like one has a little pointy face, and one's got a big wide face, and plus one is, like, it looks like you size Shrimp up. And so it's, upon first glance, you're like, oh, that one's huge and that one's small. That's who's who. But I know that, like, in pictures, if you're looking at pictures, it might be harder for you to tell based on pictures when they're not next to each other. And even, like, sometimes if I see one, like, across the house and it's, like, moving, I might not always be able to tell immediately because it's like a flash of black. And I don't know which one it is always from far away if they're, like, on the move. But sometimes they kind of have different mannerisms too, where like Sunny has a different way. Sunny is like always running and Shrimp kind of saunters around. So, and Sunny's got bug eyes. Yeah, she's like all the time. When they were younger, Shrimp had one white whisker, but it fell out, so he doesn't have it anymore. Very sad. I was truly devastated by that. Okay, we've got bathrooms done. Maybe I'll do this weenie little hallway next. Didn't I save the whisker? Yeah, I found it and I kept it in a little box. I have like a little jar going of all of the cat whiskers that I find. I don't always find whiskers, but when I do, put them in a box. Let me see about a thermostat too to put up here. That's good. Okay. You do that too? Yeah. Your friend has a whisker jar too? Yeah, it's fun. I like to keep them. I don't usually use that rug. Should we try it? You have 3 orange cats, can't always tell them apart. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Okay. What does this one look like? Oh, how about in, well, I don't actually know about that. No, we can try that in that part of the hallway. You have 3 black cats? Oh, really? That's cute. Oh, I keep the whiskers that I have in an Old Spice jar. Because it's kind of like the right size, you know? So they're in an Old Spice jar and it's on my dresser. Haven't found a single whisker. That makes sense. I mean, you probably vacuum them up without realizing. I see them sometimes, mostly because we have like a silicone mat underneath where their food is and like underneath where their water bowl is, bowls plural are. And sometimes I see them on that because it's quite a stark contrast with like the black whisker and the pink mat. Sometimes I've seen Snap's whiskers on my desk. She's on my desk all the time. I found one in the bed once. So I don't know. Sometimes they're like easier to find than other places. Like Snap's whiskers, I have like kind of a lightish creamy colored rug and Snap has white whiskers. So if Snap's whisker falls out in the rug, I mean, how are you going to find it? Like you're going to vacuum it up without realizing. So it kind of just depends where they are. The whiskers in the regular hair, the whiskers are like quite thick and like kind of wiry almost, Ika. Whereas their fur is very thin and like usually a little bit shorter than that. But the whiskers are a little bit more wiry. So it's a different texture than their fur is. You can cross stitch with whiskers, can you? Yeah, and it's got a very pointy end to it as well. Like the base of it is a bit thicker. So did they shed? Oh, Snap sheds loads. The kittens don't shed as much. Snap sheds so much. So much. Okay. I'm trying to decide how much more I want to work on this today. I'm thinking I might save it for the stream on Thursday because I probably should get off stream kind of soon-ish. I don't know. I'm thinking, so here's the stream schedule. Tomorrow we're gonna play Fields of Mystria. I can't stream past like 3 hours though, because I've got a doctor's appointment at 12:45 and I usually stream until noon. So I have to like stream until noon and then leave. So no 1 more days tomorrow in Fields of Mystria like normal. We cannot sit there and say, I'll do 1 more, I'll do 1 more. No. We gotta be reasonable and on time, okay? Tomorrow. Oh, you have a dentist appointment tomorrow? Ugh. Well, I have a gynecologist appointment. So in terms of unpleasant, I win. I win this one. Ugh. Anyway. And then on Thursday, the Life and Death trailer comes out on Thursday. So we'll probably start the stream on Thursday by talking about the trailer, and then we'll finish the build. And then on Friday, we're going to play Not So Very. So those are our plans for the next few days. Yeah, important but horrible appointment. Yeah. Yeah, it's very unpleasant, but get it over with. Yeah, I have, no, I shouldn't talk about it. Anyway, I have a lot of anxiety about the gynecologist. I've had some really bad experiences in the past. So now I deeply dread and cry the entire time. It's really bad and embarrassing. Anyway, a lot of us do though. A lot of us do. Tomorrow's gonna be a rough day. Therefore, Fields of Mystria. Fields of Mystria beforehand. Oh, that's horrible, Christine. I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh, I have a dentist appointment soon too. Oh, it's in November. Okay, I have time. I have time. I'm looking at my own schedule. I put things like that on my upload schedule because I know that it's gonna affect like when I have to record. So I'm like looking at my own stream schedule and I'm like, oh yeah, I got the dentist on this day. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the gynecologist is just unpleasant, so it's very, yikes. And then add in trauma and it's double yikes. Yeah, I got a letter in the mail from EA. Oh wait, it's downstairs. Should I go get it real quick so I can show you and then I'll end stream? Here, give me like 2 seconds. It's on the kitchen counter. This is the second time I've left my desk in this stream. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Don't leave. Okay, I'm back. Did you leave? Hopefully not. All right, so anyway, usually when there's a Sims trailer, the past few years, they've been doing these things where they send like a little card teasing the trailer. So there's not a lot of info in this. It's mostly just a teaser for the trailer. And it's got this cute little blue envelope. There's like a little Plum Bob diamond sticker. And then inside of it, oh wait, first of all, funny story. I shouldn't show you this completely. But anyway, now the envelope this time around has the word The Sims stamped on it, and the return address is written as Electronic Arts. And then the address, which I appreciate because when the Love Struck one came, it didn't have a label. It just said like the address. So it had like the street address, like blah, 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 something street. It didn't say like a name or anything. So I got a letter addressed to lilsimsie from a return address that I did not recognize. And I was like, oh no. What is this? That's scary. It was from The Sims. It was from The Sims. But when I saw it, I was like, ugh. Anyway, this envelope has The Sims stamped on the bottom. I probably could show you if I just hide my address. But it like has The Sims on the bottom there and stuff. So it's more obvious. Anyway, it also came with this little card that's like, hey Simmer, just a warning, the upcoming expansion pack deals with like themes surrounding death. So if you're not capable of like handling that at the moment, like don't open the card and like, you know, don't have to play the pack and stuff, which is kind of cute. So that came like outside of this envelope, which I appreciate. It's a nice warning because obviously like a pack about death, not everybody can, especially if, like depending on what you have going on in your life right now, it might not be like the best time to be engaging with something like that. So it's nice to have a trigger warning. And then it's just a little card and it says to be continued October 3rd, 2024, kind of like what the trailer teaser looked like. And this says, my dearest family, I share this note and 3 tarot cards from my most treasured collection. These cards are carefully chosen, each one symbolizing a unique meaning that in time, I hope will become clear. Oh my God. Anyway, so this one, cow plant, focus on it, please. Says judgment, and it's like shiny. These are so cool. I'm like, I want to frame them. This one says strength, and it's like a lion eating a gnome. And then this one, death with the Grim Reaper. And the Grim Reaper has like a little freezer bunny on his belt. So those are really cool. Anyway, and then it goes on to talk about like, my wish for you is simple: live a fulfilling life and keep our legacy alive. What many may deem as the end, I have now welcomed as a new beginning, a chance to write the chapters that I was unable to complete in this lifetime. When you feel stirrings of change, let them guide you toward new horizons and deeper understandings. In those moments, I know you'll be ready to embrace what's next. What? Here's the full card. Anyway, very interesting discussion about what comes next after death in the game. Like, I really don't know what to make of that and like what to expect from that. Yeah, it would be really cool if they sold these or something, or made them so it was possible to get them like for everybody, because it's kind of like how they have the oh wait, it's not in this basket. Oh, here we go. It's kind of like how the merch store has the postcards. They sold these with like the little, it's like the art from in-game, but they sold postcards of it. I still haven't framed them. Been meaning to. But it'd be cool if they had ways to get them in real life, you know? Anyway, I'm very excited about the trailer. I still am not fully sure of like what to make of this and like what to expect from it. Because like, even knowing about the tarot cards and like the after death aspect, it's like, are we talking about some kind of like afterlife in The Sims? Like, I really can't imagine what that's gonna mean. So I'm very excited about the trailer. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be kind of cool. But anyway, this will be very interesting. And it's only a couple days away. It's Thursday at what, 11 a.m. Eastern time, because it's 8 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, so it's Thursday in the morning, and I'll post the trailer reaction as fast as possible, I promise, and then we'll talk about it on stream. Yeah, like an underworld as the new world, but then is it like a secret world, like is it like a vacation world? I mean, not actually a vacation world, but like, is it, oh sorry, I knocked my water bottle over. Is it like some kind of vacation space? I just don't know what to expect. So it's very cool. And we're like Glimmerbrook. That's kind of, I think that's my guess, is that it might be kind of like Glimmerbrook, where maybe it's like small, but there's like a secret space or something. Oh, and hopefully it's like so much better than Glimmerbrook, because hopefully they had Simmers do the builds. Imagine if they have like some really cool underworld lot, like the Magic Realm one, and then it's like terrible, like the Magic Realm. That would just break my heart. No, hopefully they work with Simmers to make them. They've been doing it for every pack, so I would be very surprised if they didn't, but yeah, the environment art in Glimmerbrook is so nice. It's so much potential in that world. I'm sure it'll tie in well to paranormal and stuff. I know, the high school in Copperdale being made by EA, it is sad, because I think that it would have been better if it was made by like a Simmer, but I don't know. I understand that with high school being kind of buggy, and with like it probably not being functional enough to have someone build it, because when they start doing these builds, they build them so far in advance. Like when I made the rec center for Growing Together, that was long before there was ever a rec center functionality finished, you know? We knew what it was gonna function like, but it didn't exist yet when we started doing the build. So you're building it based on just like an idea of what it's gonna be like. And it's a little bit, it's not like brand new gameplay. You know, the rec center kind of works like a museum, and it kind of works like a few of the other community lots, but combined. And so the high school is like totally different. So I can see why maybe they had to do it themselves, just for like the sake of being able to test it and make sure it runs right, because only they have that version of the build and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Oh no, I did not build the lots for this world. I was not involved in this pack at all, in the slightest. And I'm not trying to be coy, like I actually was not, so don't get your hopes up. I was not involved in this one at all. I promise. Honest to God, I don't know anything about this pack. Sometimes I've heard like a little hint. This time I literally have I don't know anything. So I'm really excited. Swear on Belagoth. I swear on Belagoth that I did not make builds for this pack. So Did I say about the ones that I did work on? I'm pretty sure that with the ones that I did work on, I would have just ignored anybody who asked, and I wouldn't have outright lied. I don't know. I probably just didn't talk about it. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But that doesn't mean, let's also be clear, that doesn't mean that if I don't answer someone asking me if I built for a pack, that I did build for a pack. I really would be very surprised if they asked me to build for a pack ever again, because I did it twice. So I would be very surprised if they asked me to do it again at some point in the future, because I've already done it, you know? Oh my god. I'm not involved. Anyway, I think we're probably gonna go and find someone to raid at this point. And then I'll catch you all tomorrow, yeah? Wasn't it 3 times? No, I built for Snowy Escape and for Growing Together. I built for Snowy Escape and Growing Together. Snowy Escape was the first time they did it. Technically, the first time they did it was for Eco Lifestyle, but it was just one lot. Snowy Escape was the whole world was built by Simmers for the first time. Okay, let me go see who all's live. We can find somebody to raid. Maybe we could go and say hello to someone who is playing The Sims. I'm scrolling. I'm not sure. Maybe you know what? We haven't raided Griffey in a little bit, and Griffey is doing a base game build. That could be kind of fun. It's a base game build in Oasis Springs. So we can go raid Griffey, yeah? That's fun. Okay, well thank you for hanging out, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. I really enjoyed this stream today. It was fun. We'll finish the shell on Thursday, and I shall see you tomorrow morning. I'm usually live in the mornings on Wednesdays, so I'll be here at 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Design Mars and Bree and Ginger and Ray and Days, thank you for the subs, and I shall catch you all tomorrow. Okay, thank you for hanging out. Bye.